Welcome to another edition of
Studying with Lundy!
Imagine living in America over 300 years ago, long before the United States existed. At that time, there were 13 colonies, all controlled by England. These colonies would eventually grow into the foundation of our country. But first, let's see how they were divided and why geography made such a difference in daily life. 13 colonies stretched along the Atlantic coast on the east coast of North America. This location was important because it allowed ships to travel back and forth to England. Even though they were far from home, the colonies were still under English rule and had to follow England's laws. To better understand the colonies, historians divide them into three groups: New England, the Middle Colonies, and the Southern Colonies. Each region had its own climate, geography, and way of life. Where you lived completely changed your job, your food, and even your community's culture. In New England, the winters were long and freezing, and the land was rocky with poor soil. That meant large farms weren't possible. Instead, people built their lives around the ocean. Fishing, shipbuilding, and trading became the most important jobs. Towns were small, but very close-knit, with people depending on each other to survive. The Middle Colonies had a very different environment. Their soil was rich, and their climate was mild. This was the perfect place for farming, especially growing grains like wheat and barley. That's why they earned the nickname the breadbasket colonies. These colonies had large cities like New York and Philadelphia, where trade, business, and culture thrived. The Southern Colonies had the warmest climate and the longest growing season. That made them the best place for farming cash crops, plants grown to sell for profit, like tobacco, rice, and indigo. Many large plantations developed in the South, and enslaved Africans were forced to do most of the hard labor. This system shaped the economy and society of the Southern Colonies for centuries. As you can see, geography and climate were more than just background details. They determined how people made money, what food they ate, and even how their communities were organized. Life in the rocky, cold north looked very different from life on a southern plantation, and those differences would continue to shape the future of America. Now that you know the basics of the three colonial regions, we'll dive deeper into each one. We'll explore how people lived, what challenges they faced, and how each region left a unique mark on American history. So get ready. We're about to take a closer look at life in the 13 colonies.
And as always, thank you for watching
Studying with Lundy!